Now, I'm pretty sure that you knew that I was gonna come through on this because I couldn't resist it, and I decided for some reason to just browse through Twitter. And wouldn't you know it, Rooster Teeth actually made the trending on Twitter again. And guys, I've been good, right? I haven't talked about Rooster Teeth in a long time because I don't give a shit and I genuinely just don't care anymore. And I've been true to what I said originally, which is that I'm over it. I don't care anymore. No matter what happens, all the weird little company shenanigans they get into, I just don't care. It's not something I'm gonna concern myself with anymore. And then this crossed my dashboard, and I don't know why, because I'm not following any of these people, so it's just strange. But boom, right here is what I'm gonna show you. Okay, this is from Kdin Jenzen. Um, I don't want to follow you. How do I put this in a way that people would understand it? Is this person a fucking furry? This person, okay, this person, Kdin Jensen, or I don't know how to say the name, okay, and I don't give a shit. But this person voice act is the voice act is for the fucking sake of some of you guys. This person is the voice actress of the character. I don't even fucking know. Holy fuck, dude! This is taking me way too long to figure out. Like I'm gonna edit it down, but still, okay. That person voices this character, May Marigold in Ruby, right? And it was released as like this the first transgender character. The fucking Rooster Teeth is being super inclusive and accepting, and they're really on the fucking side of the LGBTQ, you know, all that shit. This was like the first released character that officially, and I remember I gave them shit about it because I said, you know, if you're gonna release the character, why don't you just release the character? Why do you have to tell them that they're transgender? You're just kind of vibing for public opinion. You just want the public to be like, good job, guys, you're fucking doing the thing. But anyway, turns out the Rooster Teeth fucking thing is not so red, white, and blue, right? There's some fuckery going on at Rooster Teeth, and I'm here for it because it involves a crucial fucking element of their corporate image, which is accepting, loving, vibing community, right? But they're fucking not, and I've been saying this since the dawn of time. Okay, if you have a company who is like, you guys know, okay, you had like this low end job, right? And you go into the interview, and the management team says the biggest red flag in the world, which is something along the lines of, we're not just a company, we're a family. And you know right away that those motherfuckers are going to be the most evil people that you've ever encountered, and they do not give a shit about you. That's basically what Rooster Teeth is. And I've known this for a while, and I've talked about this, that they're fake, they're two-faced, they don't give a shit about anything. All they care about is furthering their agenda and pushing this ideology, but it's not real, it's not authentic, right? Kdin Jenzen, or whatever, the voice actress for May Marigold, makes this twit longer, and it's making the rounds for two reasons. She's calling out Rooster Teeth on all this bullshit that's happened, and she's confirming a lot of the shit that people already knew, but they didn't really want to say because Rooster Teeth again has always touted themselves as being like the most accepting, the best of friends. They're the homies, right? They're the homies of the LGBT. They're the homies of everybody. They fucking love. They care about their employees. They're the best place to work. And if you don't want to work there, you're fucking insane, right? We've known this, okay? You and me have known this since the whole Montiome thing and that fucking dude that wrote the letter, all right? I've been saying it since like 3, 4 years ago that these people are fucked up and they're liars. Now you might be saying, "Oh, why don't you use ad blocker?" Because it's illegal, and I forgot how to download it. Now these twitlongers are usually filled with the person, the accusing, basically saying that the accusee has been doing all this shady shit and they're basically being assholes behind the scenes, and they only didn't really come to public with it because they feared some repercussion from the company, or it is their livelihood, and they're probably in fucking California, Texas, wherever the fuck these guys are now. But basically, if you are a working person and don't have mommy and daddy supporting you, the second you take away all your money and you're fired, you're kind of fucked, right? You're fucked in all aspects of your life, and it's a fear thing when people are afraid to kind of speak out against it. But I digress. I've been waiting to say anything directly for a long time on this subject in hopes that anything would change and get better. But it's obvious that this is just how it is there. We knew this. We knew this, right? So it's time for me to finally say something about Rooster Teeth, which, good for you. Fucking pop off, sister. Do whatever you gotta do, because these guys are assholes. And I've been fucking saying it for so long. And I don't want to say it's straight from the horse's mouth, but it's straight from the horse's mouth, and not in no terms of disrespect to this person or whatever the fuck. But it's so nice to see a person in the LGBT community, the person that's the first transgender voice actress for the transgender character on the show, basically saying that everybody involved in the fucking productions of this bullshit are all fucking assholes, and they don't give a shit about LGBT, which we already knew. We knew this shit. Within the first few weeks of working at Rooster Teeth, I was given a nickname. That nickname was a slur. Every day I came to work, I was called Faggot. But they could not use that name in content, so when anyone was recording, I was called Fugs instead. For any fans who used that nickname for me for years, that's what you were calling me. Now that's fucked up. Okay, let's point this out right here. This person was given a nickname, and then the nickname was censored for content so they could continue to use the nickname. And then the fans figured out the nickname and thought it was just a cute nickname, so they started saying the nickname without realizing that it was a slur. That's fucked up, right? When Christmas rolled around my first year in 2013, I was given a bonus of about $100. Any money I had at the time was extremely helpful. But a longtime member of the company looked at me as I was handed my small bonus and scoffed, "Why do you get a bonus? You've only been here for 5 minutes." In the first few years, I would arrive at work at around 7 p.m., 2 hours before everyone else, to begin editing videos, and would often stay until 9 p.m. to get as much work done as possible. This was actively encouraged so we could have a backlog of content, but I was always given rush orders to edit more important videos to go out either the same day or the next day. We see this with a lot of companies, and especially with like companies that are oriented around content, or even gaming content communities, gaming fucking what are they called? Gaming organizations. They all kind of run on the same fucking track, which is that if they become content mills, which means if you aren't putting out a video every single day or every 2 days, and it's not like bumping, you're hemorrhaging, right? You're hemorrhaging money, because that's the lifeblood of their company, is making money based on people watching their videos. And if nobody's watching their videos because they don't have videos to put out, then there's an issue. But then you get into the issue of you're making a bunch of content. It's not good content. People aren't watching it. You're not reaching new fans. So then it kind of just circles back to itself. How do we make better content but still make the same amount of content? And that's when you get people like this who are forced to do crunching, which is they just fucking hardcore edit all day, every day. And it takes like 8 hours to edit a decent video. That's assuming you have to go through and watch all the shit, cut it down, watch all the shit again, cut it down, edit it, cut it down, edit it. It's fucking terrible. And that's a lifestyle I would never wish on someone, unless you genuinely enjoy sitting in front of a computer and fucking editing shit for like hours and hours and hours with no social life whatsoever. Now, I'm going to skim through a lot of this, but I'll summarize it. They get fucked over. Jeremy, Matt, and I tried to make content together as often as we could in the earlier days, and we rarely got the chance to do so. I remember being yelled at for making the Zelda video with Matt after it had already gone up because it was a waste of time. And essentially, the complaint is that they went to HR, they talked about the inappropriate comments being made, and they were essentially fucking strong-walled, Donald-walled. Because nobody gives a shit at the company. Nobody cares. We know this. We already know that they don't give a shit. So they transfer into a new department in the same company, hoping to get a better fucking deal out of it. More money, more time to themselves, more of an outlet to be creative. and they don't. They work harder. They're doing more. They were crunching more and more. They were not allowed to do anything. Their name was on nothing. They were credited with nothing. And here's the big bitch, right? Here's the big bitch. People had no idea how to deal with a trans woman, so I was interacted with even less, and only trotted around every so often to show off we hire LGBTIA plus people. Which all that says is that Rooster Teeth as a company doesn't view people with different genders or sexes as people. They view them as fucking just objects that they can show in front of other people to make them think they are more accepting of other people. Which is the most ingenuine type of bullshit that you could possibly be, right? I always consider myself just very accepting of whatever the fuck you want to do, as long as you're not trying to kill me or do something involving me, right? That's it. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you love, how you dress. If you want to be a werewolf, you can be a fucking werewolf. But I'm never gonna just hold up a friend of mine that's gay and say, "Look, I have gay friends. This is my gay friend. I love gay people. Look at my gay friend." That's just I just don't give a fuck enough to do that. But clearly, Rooster Teeth does, because they care about their company's image so much that they want to be viewed as this super accepting piece of shit. But they're just a piece of shit. The harassment continues. Again, you can read this tweet if you want. It's just more of the same that we already know that's going on. The harassment continued, and I began to spiral into depression, wondering what I could do. I eventually reported to HR, and the solution was that they brought in the manager who was harassing me into a 2-on-1 meeting, where the manager said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and that was it. This is fucked up, because this has happened at jobs where I've worked at, where I have an issue with a manager, so they bring in the manager, and then it's the manager and another manager talking to me, and it's like, okay, I'm outnumbered, you know. There's going to be no solution here. You're just going to tell me some bullshit, and then you're going to leave me alone or tell me to leave. The only difference, obviously, is that this is about HR and feeling harassed in the workplace and getting nothing out of it. Then I went to one of the founding fathers of the company to express my concerns. The name isn't dropped, but I would assume it's probably Bernie, and was told that I was too nice to work at Rooster Teeth and that I should just quit and find somewhere else to work. I was horrified. That's the solution. They're like, "Hey, you're too nice. You should just quit. Get out of here. Get out of here, champ. We're way too accepting and nice over here. You fucking..." Throughout my appointment, I struggled to get the company insurance to cover my transition, despite, I don't really care too much about this one. I won't get too political with it, but company insurance covering a transition, that's like an elective surgery to me. I don't think it's a necessity. But again, here's the thing, right? This is not me. This is not my insurance company. This is a company that is paraded themselves as being super accepting, super open, and super helpful to people of the LGBT community. And this is something they genuinely care about, and they just won't fucking help with it, which I think is again, it pays tribute to who Rooster Teeth really is. They parade themselves as the champion, but if you put them on the spot, nothing comes of it, right? All they'll do is fucking raise some charity for something, and then fucking, there you go. Maybe they'll make some comments about how great Joe Biden is. And obviously this person got into debt over this, which is an issue, and they were being underpaid. That's the rest. The next part is they were being paid $40,000 a year as a producer or director, which is far below the industry standard, and everybody, I think, can agree that's kind of fucked up. You're underpaying your employees, and it just looks really bad. It looks really bad to underpay your employees, especially when they're doing this much work and your company is based around this bullshit that they're doing. Maybe you should pay them a little more. 2019, layoffs and Rooster Teeth happened. Layoffs happened all across the board. That was the peak of COVID bullshit. People were working all the time. We already knew this. But of course, the only thing you see is Michael or the other main achievement hunters all goofing around with their stupid fucking streams and shit. During this time, there was a lot of outspokenness for the mistreatment of minorities groups inside of Rooster Teeth from former employees. Lots of fan asked, "Why didn't you do anything at all about it?" To which I say, ground level employees did everything they could, but we could only do so much. This is pretty much true in pretty much any company Your ground level, you can't do shit. It doesn't matter. Um, Understandable. At that moment, I asked for transparency for how others, not just one or two employees, were treated in the company, myself included, and was essentially told that the company is going through a lot right now, just leave it alone. Which is basically saying your issues, go fuck yourself. We don't care. We're trying to save ourselves from becoming bankrupt. I left Rooster Teeth. I left Rooster Teeth because despite thinking I could make a positive change in the company, they proved that I couldn't every step of the way. From 2013 until 2022, I did what I could to help my fellow employees make a positive change to help the industry. It's also worth mentioning that every bit of voice acting I did before I left Rooster Teeth, I wasn't actually paid for any of it under the idea that I was an employee, so I didn't need to pay for voice acting. That's fucked up. Uh, that's fucked up. In any case, the way it was viewed is I was paid less than $30 per hour for every of my voice acting sessions, which is way too small. Yep, way too small. But I was ultimately silenced and pushed aside. This is surface level. There is so much more, but it's so exhausting at this point. I've done everything I can. Here's what I say. And then she closes it up with the there are good people still working there. I'm friends with them, and I wish them the best. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. You should definitely not leave this unsaid because this community, all right, Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, fucking Ruby, all these communities that are all fucking a conglomerate around this fucking orb of shit, right? They need to know this shit because it's not okay. The treatment of this person is fucking atrocious, right? First of all, but I'm not surprised. It's not surprising to me that this company underpays, treats their employees like shit, doesn't address HR concerns. But I guarantee you, the fucking day anything bad happens, their Twitter account is up there and they're saying, we stand with you. We love you so much. You guys you're out there. It's totally full of shit. It's insincere. And then they just, do a TLDR of everything that happened and handful of good people, bad company. It's really hard to work in a place where there's only a couple good people and everything else is shit from the top down. That's the case with most jobs. Is you'll end up staying at a place you fucking hate that treats you like shit because you have one or two good friends. And I've been in that situation, and sometimes I still am in that situation where the only reason I'm still working somewhere is because I have a really close friend that I love to see and I love to talk to. But the good moments are still few and far between all the bullshit. So what I would do for this person, Kdin, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I really don't. I'm sorry, and I apologize. I'm really bad with reading, even though it's like my only redeeming quality. But I think that if there's more going on here, then you should definitely bring it up because the community is not only super supportive of this shit, but we all already know. Well, I shouldn't even say we because I don't consider myself a part of that community anymore. But they all already know that this shit is going on. They've known it since Ryan. They've known it since Monty. They've known it since all this fucked up shit that's happened and all the shady shit that Rooster Teeth's been doing and has been sweeping under the rug. They know it happens. I know it happens because I'm not fucking dumb, okay? I don't look past the surface level bullshit of these people pretending that they're like holier than thou and say, yes, these people genuinely care about their employees. These people are paragons of justice and truth. They're not. I think you should, this is a great step in the positive direction because people need to know they need to be put on the spot and they need to be held accountable and fuck it, they need to be bankrupt and just gone get rid of everybody that sucks and replace them with someone new because whoever's running this shit is fucking stupid. And you can see that from the website, you can see that from every direction they're just making themselves money, but they're just fucking watering down everything else.